your hands together for the demon doctor with a porn star name. It's Gareth Honeybone. Hi everyone, we all well? Yeah. I know statistically some of us in here will not be well. For example, I'm sure we've all had some shit birthday presents. So, one of you guys, what's your name in the middle? Will. What's the worst birthday present you've ever got?
In your mouth.
Don't know. What about you? What's the worst birthday present you've ever got?
Probably my cat dying.
Your cat dying?
Yeah, that's not very good.
We'll lower it down a bit. Worst one I've got was cancer.
I think you beat me there.
Yeah. Alright, I'll speak up. Yeah, so I said I had cancer. One of the worst bits about having cancer is when people ask you, are you well? It can get a little bit awkward. I went into my doctor's office mid-chemotherapy, went in, says, sit down Gareth, are you well? Like, am I well? I'm in here with you in chemotherapy because I'm not fucking well. Is what I wanted to say, but I'm polite British, so I just sat down and said, yeah, I'm not so bad, thanks, how are you? Me and King Charles, we've got something in common. Obviously King Charles has just been diagnosed with cancer, but he's probably going to be quite used to the chemotherapy because after all these years his hairs have been falling out. Some of you might be looking at me thinking he looks quite young to have had cancer, but I'm turning 30 this year. I'm from Doncaster, so given our life expectancy, that's also almost middle-aged. We don't really exercise much in Doncaster, quite a lot of obesity. Go to places like London, the parks are full of joggers. Go to a park in Doncaster and think, he might be jogging. He's not, he's just fleeing a crime. We also don't eat healthy in Doncaster. Spent my childhood, early 20s, not really know what kale was. Wasn't until I went to university, met someone middle-aged, I now know what kale is. It's a bit like cabbage for twats. I also know I'm getting a bit older because I'm starting to reminisce about TV shows, particularly dating shows. I'm just old enough to have caught the back end of Blind Date, where the two people couldn't see anything. Then they moved on to stuff like Take Me Out, where the girls could see the guy was a wanker. Now we've got stuff like Naked Attraction, where they can literally see everything. Won't be long before we've got a new dating show, where it's just two people meeting for the first time and just start shagging on TV. Channel 4 get hold of it, we'll call it the Great British Shag Off. Or my idea I'm trying to pitch, two ugly people meet for the first time, start shagging on TV. I'm going to call it Who Wants to Shag a Minger on Air? Mentioned I had cancer, I had the surgery last year, back in February. It's quite nerve-wracking. Go into the anaesthetic room, feeling quite nervous. Wake up 7 hours later with a wire in every orifice looking like the back of a TV. The worst wire I've got a lot is a catheter. Especially at 2 AM in the morning when the nurse comes into your room and starts doing this with it. I say, ow. She says, oh, I'm sorry, lovey. I didn't mean to wake you. Any nurses in here, just a warning, if you sneak into a patient's room and start going like this, that is connected to my dick. It's going to wake me up. Things get better though that morning. The surgeons come round, do the ward round, and say, get up out of bed, Gareth, do a few laps, shows you can walk, we'll be able to take that out. Obviously, I want someone taking out the dick, force out of bed, do a few laps. They take it out. There's a catch, of course. They say, if you don't urinate in 12 hours, we're going to have to pop it back in. Now, if you think doing something like this is nerve-wracking, imagine stood over a toilet bowl, looking down, thinking, if I don't piss here, there's going to be something rammed right back up my bell end. Not the only medical condition I've got. I've also got something called Crohn's disease. Got lots of symptoms, but seeing as it's supposed to be a comedy night, I'll tell you about the funniest one. Sometimes I shit myself. Last time this happened, I was in IKEA, having a lovely time, walking around. The feeling came, I'm going to shit myself. Sadly, the toilets were back past the arrows, so I had to run back past them It was actually a crime in IKEA. Running past, tuts, funny looks. Eventually I made it to the toilet. Luckily there was no one in there to hear or smell the devastation that was about to occur. Entered trap 1, trousers had barely passed my knees before the world was just falling at my arsehole. Some of you take your phones to the toilets, I've heard, play some games, browse Instagram. I'm not so lucky. I need to take mine, back pocket, just need to phone 999. There's things I might have lost in the carnage. Looking back, could be a major organ for all I know, God knows. Clean myself up, pull my trousers back, open the door. I'm expecting hopefully an empty toilet, or at worst a fox just retching in the corner. But no, I'm greeted by a dad and his son stood outside the cubicle waiting. It's all a bit awkward. I don't really know what to say. I wouldn't have the meatballs if I were you. Last thing I want to talk about with Crohn's disease, we have to have something called colonoscopies. Camera up the arsehole. For what they call surveillance. I don't know why they call it surveillance. Maybe they think ISIS are hiding up there or something. The night before, they send you in the post 2 litres of military-grade laxative. You have to make it up like a cocktail. Drink it, finishes you off. By the time I've drunk it all, I've got so many piles, my arsehole looks like a bunch of grapes. I actually did that joke a few days ago in Barnsley. Did not go down well. I can only presume they don't know what grapes are. On the day of the surgery, the colonoscopy, you go in, you're greeted by the nurse. She sits you down, she runs you through the consent form, tells you all the things that could go wrong. We might perforate your bowel, you might need further surgery. All stuff you need to know just about as soon to go in. Now I'm too nervous to really listen to what she's saying. She just says, sign here, so I sign. It's basically consensual abuse. Eventually, you're wheeled into the room, greeted by the doctor who's going to do it. He says, come on Gareth, lie down, roll over, knees to your chest, and relax. Because this is, I always fucking relax, doctor. He pops in what I presume was the camera, but God knows what I agreed to on the form. He says, I can watch the screen if I want, because who doesn't want to watch a live broadcast of someone having a rummage around your arsehole? I'm lying there, it feels like a week, and eventually it says to his nurse, I think we are near the end. So in my head I think, great, 5 minutes, I'll be out of here. But no, it takes the same amount of time out as it did to get in. I'd just had enough. I was expecting him just to take it out like he was starting a petrol lawnmower, like, come on, it's all over, get it out, get it out. Instead, it's a bit more delicate, like he's doing a really shit magic trick, just pulling an endless wire out my arse. Eventually it is over. I'm wheeled back into the recovery room, covered in lube, feeling sorry for myself, sore bum. It reminded me of the year 10 work experience. I did it with Philip Schofield. Finally make it to the bay. I'm greeted by my recovery nurse, who just happened to be someone I went to school with. Now I'm in no fit state for a conversation, so I just roll over, close my eyes, pretend I've not seen her. Obviously she's seen my name on the board. She comes over, she's like, hello Gareth, I've not seen you in ages. Are you well? Did I say are you well at the start? I did. That was supposed to be a callback. Anyway, thank you.